Hi boys and girls, today we're going to be doing 11.3, which is how can you use a protractor to measure angles. Now I know most of you probably don't have a protractor at home. I will provide a link for a picture that you could print out if you want to look at it and play around with it and measure some angles around. However, today you will not be required to do your reteaching because you would need a protractor to do that. To do your Think Central, which you will have to do, the protractor is provided for you and lined up already. So you don't need a physical protractor to complete your assignment online. I just want to give you a quick overview, and then I'm going to also attach a link where the person has an actual protractor that they can line up and show you all the different angles. So I drew a little protractor for us to just look at. This protractor, you'll notice, if you saw a real one, the only part that you see is this little outline here, and it's usually a clear plastic. And that way you can put it right on top of the angle and get a measurement. So the first thing you'll notice is that the 0 is on this side, and there's also a 0 on this side. Meaning you can put this and you can measure, maybe there's an angle that goes this way, and you want to start with 0 here, okay? And then you measure up to see how large that angle is. Or if the angle is looking this way, you can start with the 0 on this side and measure up this way. Okay, so 0's on both sides. And usually they'll have both numbers on either side. So it would be 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, all the way up to 180 one way, and it's the same thing on the other way. So I just have the numbers starting at 0 here, going up to 90, which is our right angle, and then continuing on to 180 degrees, which would give us our straight angle. So you need to, in today's lesson, know how to measure an angle. So I'm going to draw a few angles and just kind of put them here, and I will give you an idea of how to measure these angles. So here we have an angle, and I drew it. We're going to name it angle A, B, C. So we have angle A, B, C. Now notice the beginning of my angle is on 0. You always have to start with your angle on 0. Then you're going to go and look at where the angle goes up to. Okay? This angle looks like it's just before the 60. And on a real protractor, you'll see that it has little dash lines so that you can see exactly what number it's lined up with. But since this is just before the 60, we'll call it 59 degrees. Okay? So all you're doing is making sure you line up the bottom line with 0, the first ray of your angle with 0, and then you continue your line until you see what it is matched up to. Let's try another one. So we're going to start our angle at 0. So that's my one part of my ray, okay, for my angle. And then we'll do it this one. So we're looking at how large is this angle, okay? And we're going to name this angle C, D, E. So we have angle C, D, E. So it starts at 0, and then we can take our line and see where it's going to. And this one kind of comes right before 120 degrees. So we can say that it's 110, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So it would be 119 degrees. Okay? Notice it's in between 110 and 120. So it's got to be in between the numbers 110 and 120 degrees. You have to count something that's before 120. So it's just before 120, so it's about 119 degrees. Okay? Now let's try another one. This time, my angle is going to be this way. Okay? Now it's lined up with 0, and you go to see where the angle is pointing at, and it goes right to the 90 degree. So we'll name this RST. So angle RST is 90 degrees, and you should have seen a little square in the corner to show you that. So the most important thing from this is make sure you're starting your number at 0. See exactly what number it's lining up with, and then that's the degree that it is. There are some things about going both ways on the protractor that I'm going to link in a video that'll go more in depth with that. But the idea is basically just putting it on 0 and seeing where the other line goes to. Just what is it pointing at? Okay? So you do not have to do reteaching today. You do have to do your Think Central assignment 11.3 because the protractor is provided there for you. If you need any help, let me know. There's also the step-by-step and view example on the computer. Have a great rest of your day.